Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So, not a lot going on the past couple weeks, but you guys deserve a garage update for sticking with me. But yeah, so I'll get right to it. We spent yesterday, Wednesday evening at Pete's house, like we usually do, and we got up to a full night's worth of work. But what we mainly did was a little clip of some heavy duty hardcore work here. Bars coming out. This sucker here. Oh. Yeah, a little dirty.
Old school, they are. Jeff?
Yep.
How old school are they?
That sounds nice. I reckon they were 90s, aren't they?
Yeah, we had to cut the brackets.
Maybe late 80s, but I think it's probably 90s.
Yeah. Both the axles.
Didn't really hear about it until the 90s.
But
at least
this is what you gotta do. You had the option of bolting them in, but if you really were hardcore, you welded them in. Well, now that we're so hardcore, we had to cut them back off. And what it entailed of is hours of grinding off welds to remove those old school Southside machine lift bars. So the brackets were welded to the rear axle, so we had to get those things cut off to make room for some of this new hardware. We're making way for some newer lowers, some BMRs, single adjustables, and we have, pardon my walking around, a Team Z upper controller and relocation bracket kit. So the hard part is going to be getting the upper bushings out of the axle, but we're getting there.
We are getting there.
That new hardware hopefully will go on next weekend or next Wednesday, because we just got to about 10:30 at night and we weren't about to start removing the bushings, the upper bushings from the axle shafts, and trying to hammer the shells out to make room for the Team Z upper controller relocation bracket and kit. So yeah, we got to a good stopping point. We left it at that, but it's just that stuff by itself is not video worthy. It's just hours of grinding and taking stuff apart. So I did manage to do a little bit of wiring on the Holly Sniper and putzed around a little bit else, but other than that, yeah, not enough for a full garage video. So I'll just give you guys those little snips there. But back in the garage here, some 2.3 Turbo Coupe updates for the engine. The crank and the rods are at the machine shop. I dropped those off last week. So hopefully, they said it'll be it's 4-cylinder stuff, so it's more their speed. So they said 8 to 10 days, and we should get it back. So hopefully I'll get the call here at the end of the week or early next week, but they'll be ready. So the block, I don't know if you've seen it, has now been prettied up. We got a new Velcro engine gasket kit, just came today. Just putting on some stuff, making sure everything's gonna be the way I want it. So we're waiting for the crank to come back in before we really start any more hardcore assembly. So one of the things that I did before I took it to the machine shop, this is other shortcomings from the previous build, was you drop something off to be balanced, you give them a ring pack so they can use that for their calculations for the balancing. Well, I checked the ring gap before I sent it off because I didn't want them to weigh it, and then when I get it back find out the ring gap is bad after I had to do some filing. And it's incremental, but everything can add up, can make a difference. I had to increase the ring gap. I forget what it was on this bore, but the piston manufacturer is I think it's a C&E or C&L or something like that, what it was, they specify 0.0. pump drive and a distributor drive, but there's not one anywhere for the crank, so I gotta research and find one. But yeah, doing stuff like painting the thermostat housings and sandblasting them. Thermostat's in there ready to go, and we're waiting just on the rotating assembly to come back so we can really get on with this and get a lot of parts off the floor. So so you know, we make fun of Pete a lot. We tease him about all the old parts he's got, and so we took those outside machine bars off his car, and in his one shed outside at his house, he had an intake manifold that I was eyeballing up. I knew he was never going to use it because it's EFI, and Pete has gone carbureted blow through, but he's EFI sniper now. But he was never going to use this intake, so I said, hey, if you're not going to use this intake manifold, I forget what I gave him for parts. I think I gave him my my stainless tailpipes, the old ones off my coupe. In exchange, I want this intake manifold. And then he gave me a Christmas present. I opened it up, and it was the intake, and I wasn't expecting it. But so you want to talk about a holy grail, like the real holy grail of intakes. This isn't like other phenolic intakes out there, like box intakes. This is a box style intake. This is even more rare than some of the other ones you've seen on the internet claiming the holy grail. I mean, this isn't like a saline intake or something that's like super exotic, you know, that wasn't available to the general public. This is a over-the-counter box style intake. This is as rare as it gets. So what I got here, I'll just open the box, is a Hartmann. It doesn't have the sticker, but you can see like where the shape of the sticker should be. So the sticker is gone. All the hardware I restored because it was sitting on the shed for years. But it is a box style GT40 flanged intake manifold, not the standard inline 5-liter stuff. And it even has the longer bolts and a spacer. So this thing is this is the last of the production run, as far as I can find out. So they started out with the standard inline intake manifold to bolt to your stock factory 5-liter intake, and then the last of the production runs were these style ones for the GT40 style intakes, and then right before they stopped making them. So they didn't make a whole lot of these, as far as I can tell. I've never personally seen another one. I've only ever heard about them going to make them. This is the only one I've ever seen. But Pete got given this intake manifold off of one of his old friends that was getting out of the 5-liter hobby here in the UK, and he's just been sitting on it for years. And this is going to be kind of like one of those people that collect stuff, collect intake manifolds. This is what this is going to be for me. You're just never going to see another one again. I'm probably never going to see another one. So yeah, but that's super cool, and that's gonna be a neat thing to have for a man cave item when I get back to the States, and I'll actually have a better man cave than a little 2-car garage that I'm living with here. So I mean, pretty soon all my Rock Auto magnets are gonna be so much that I will just garage door opener won't even pick the door up soon. But anyway, I just thought you guys deserved an update. It's been over a week since I put up a video, and yeah, thanks for sticking with me, and I'll catch you again next video. Should be some good stuff coming up.